During my shows, I often refer to the science. In fact, I read quotes out of the science. The greatest amount of reading I do, as much as I might read a couple of books a week, I read the science. It's always been what's fascinated me, what interests me, and it should be what interests you. And it should be what you hope is interesting to whoever is making your vitamins and dietary supplements. Unfortunately, most companies out there are really just interested in sales. Whatever sells, whatever has been selling, whatever they've sold, that's what they're interested in. For us, it's always been about the science. That's why my products will change frequently, because as the science evolves, as my opportunity to make products improves, we immediately change our products. Unfortunately, if you look at products in the marketplace, most of them haven't changed for decades. Some haven't really changed significantly in 30, 40, 50 years or more. When it comes to things like glucosamine and chondroitin, most companies will use glucosamine hydrochloride. Scientifically, not the beneficial active form, but it's more profitable to use that, so that's what they use. When it comes to omega-3s, most companies will choose an ethyl ester form of omega-3s, not the natural form, a less active form, a less pleasant form to use, but it's less expensive for them to do, so that's why they do that. They'll also offer higher levels of EPA instead of DHA. Less expensive to do, it's the standard industrial form, that's why they do it, but it's not in your best interest from a scientific standpoint that they do so. With my products, even B12. B12 is well established as not being well absorbed or absorbed at all when delivered orally. We need to protect that B12 from the gastric environment, from the environment in the stomach, the high amount of acid, so you need to protect that B12. Also, B12 is typically in a form that liberates a small amount of cyanide in your body, cyanocobalamin. It's the standard form, it's a form that I labored to avoid, and all of our vitamins now contain B12 in a special, protected, natural coenzyme methylcobalamin form. But it's all, again, about the science. And I don't think there are many owners of vitamin companies that could sit here and talk about the science the same way I would. And unfortunately, most of them, they market vitamins, but they don't manufacture vitamins. So we not only have to be very astute in the science, but also in all the production disciplines, because in addition to choosing all the right forms and all the right nutrients at the right levels, we also then produce those products in a fashion that's 100% free of additives. We also produce them using solar energy. So you will not find a more responsible, a more pure product. We make no tablets, because tablets by their very definition require binders, fillers, they require coating agents and different things to make that tablet. We only use capsules, two-piece capsule. The only thing in that capsule is active ingredients. So again, science drives everything that we do. There are a number of companies out there, they're still selling things like red raspberry ketone or green coffee bean extract. And those were being touted by Dr. Oz and others as being these magical weight loss ingredients. It was absolute nonsense, absolute fraud, absolutely false, blatant lies, but it didn't stop hundreds, if not thousands of vitamin companies from selling those products into that hype and into that demand. But because there was no science, you never saw, despite the demand and the thousands of calls we received to make them, we never would make them because there was no science. So the only thing that drives the creation of our products is science that tells us that absolutely unequivocally you can receive and achieve a benefit with our products. And then in making the product, it's not enough there be science, but the product needs to follow the science. Most companies might make products that seem consistent with the science, but when you really look at the product, it's not. They either violate the form used in the science or they don't give you the proper level, but they don't technically follow the science. We do. So we absolutely ensure that if there's some exciting science out there, you can be assured that our products are following it, or there's no reason to make that product.